the Foxes. They've got plenty of motivation. Rick Passmore's side must win tonight, or they will be consigned to 12th place in the table and that unwanted spot in the relegation playoff. The Foxes yet to win in the league this calendar year. Can the threat of potential relegation help spur them on to a much needed 3 points? Here's how Arsenal line up then. They make 5 changes. Udina comes in at centre-back and will partner Katie McCabe. Not a natural centre-half, but she's dropped into that spot in recent weeks when required. Both Moy and Williamson are rested. Palova comes into the middle for her first start in the league. So Mornham comes in for her 100th WSL appearance for the Gunners. She replaces Russo in the 10. And Holmberg and Hines both start, former in a more attacking position as usual. Chloe Kelly and Beth Mead still absent from the squad. 3 changes for Leicester after that 5-1 loss to London City last time out. In defence, Swavey is replaced by Esmita Ali. Hoping to replicate the scoring form she's been in for Wales recently, Hannah Kane replaces Emma Janssen. And Van Egmond recovers in time from a hand injury to start over Rachel Williams. Alongside me tonight then, current Crystal Palace forward Molly Sharp, and it's a must-win for the Foxes, but they're very much the underdog. How are you expecting them to come out this evening?
Absolutely, yeah. I think what they've got to do is get it to the forward players, like you said, Kane, on good scoring form for Wales, and I think O'Brien, Leicester's top scorer at the moment, you need her on the ball and transitioning, running towards the Arsenal goal.
And you play Crystal Palace, your side is currently in the race for automatic promotion to the WSL, but if you were to get in that 3rd place spot, you could potentially face Leicester in that relegation playoff game in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you know, if we do come 3rd, that's something we'll relish and look forward to. It's a team that we definitely think we can beat, but you know, they still have a chance at staying up if they win tonight.
Renee Slager's a moment ago on the screen, fantastic record at the Emirates as manager. She's only lost once here, that was the first leg semi-final loss to Lyon last season. Frida Mornham in today on her 100th WSL appearance for Arsenal as North London Forever starts to ring around the Emirates. There's a player that Leicester need to step up in this game. They've struggled for goals this season, but she's a player that can get them, isn't she?
She absolutely is, Hannah Kane, and like I said, O'Brien, but yeah, if you give the ball to Kane, she'll shoot from anywhere as well. She's happy to dribble, she's happy to take players on as well, so she's going to be very important for Leicester this evening.
Arsenal, a good crowd here at the Emirates, done such a good job building a real fan base. The men's side as well as the women. Arsenal just need to keep winning and hope that Manchester City slip up again. So we're underway in North London then. Leicester have never beaten Arsenal in the BWSL era. That is what they must do tonight though, if they are to have any hope of avoiding a last place finish. And that relegation playoff game, that would come with it. And for the Gunners, well, can they refocus on their league campaign tonight with that upcoming 2nd leg semi-final in France looming over them? Forward by Taylor Hines, who, as we suspected, has slotted in at left back with Katie McCabe as their left-sided centre half alongside Laia Cudina. Forward by Keys. Mailing dispossessed and picked up by Olivia Smith, who scored the winning goal here at the Emirates against Lyon. The Champions League semi-final of the weekend. Palova opens up the finds corner. The cross was a tame one.
Yeah, I think she probably could have done better down that left-hand side. It was quite a into the box, but you know, if someone's running in, they're getting on the end of that. It's good defending from Thibault there.
games in 18 days for Renee Slager's side. She said ahead of this that they're going to embrace this moment. I'll give it everything because there won't be a second chance. Foul on Olivia Smith. She's a player that gets fouled quite a lot, isn't she, Molly?
She is. I think that's the only thing players can do to stop her, because she is so fast and she's so technically good with her feet as well. So sometimes it is just that little tug to stop play for the Leicester players.
It's the same against Leon on the weekend, actually. She was fouled about 6 or 7 times. Here's Holmberg playing in a more advanced position. Brought in. January. Useful signing for the Gunners. 3 assists in our last 2 WSL starts. Our referee for this evening is Lisa Byrne, not happy with that quick free kick. Rick Passmore ahead of this said we need to remain united and try and write a different story in these games, but how hard is it, Molly Sharp, when you've lost a lot of games, when you've got the threat of relegation, to get yourself up for these big games?
I mean, it's something I went through last season with Crystal Palace, where you also had 9 points. So it is so difficult. Losing becomes a habit, unfortunately, and both these teams are in that habit at the moment. Arsenal have the habit of winning, and Leicester, unfortunately, have the habit of losing. So you just have to. It's a little bit of luck, a little bit of presence on the pitch, but it is a difficult task for them this evening.
Coming forward now, though, O'Brien in an offside position.
It's a tight one, isn't it? I think she's maybe onside there, but that's what they need to do, get Shan O'Brien on the ball running towards the Arsenal goal, and they may be in with a chance.
She's their leading goal scorer this season, but with a total of 4, and that perhaps illustrative of the problems Leicester have had this season. They've really struggled for goals. Scored the fewest in the league, just 10 as we enter the final couple of games. Taylor Hines. Tim Little dispossessed. Not a sight you see all too often. Quite a few players given a rest this evening ahead of the second leg of the Champions League semi-final. Tim Little, not one of those players. The 35-year-old always plays if she's available.
That's how she got 400 appearances, isn't it?
She wins the ball back in the middle of the park. Finds Palova. Ricochet from Hines means it's a Leicester throw-in. Passmore also said ahead of this that Leicester need to focus on their strengths, and I'm sure you've watched them quite a bit this season, Molly. What are Leicester's strengths?
I think in transition they are quite strong, like we've mentioned again, the fast forwards, but they can also play out from the back. Arsenal are obviously pressing quite high, but they can play through the midfield and open up gaps against teams like Arsenal, and we've seen that they don't usually lose by many goals, and they can keep up with some of the top teams.
Yeah, they have had some heavy scorelines against the likes of Manchester City and Arsenal in the previous fixture between these sides earlier in the season, but they've also had a lot of narrow losses, 1-goal margins. They lost 1-0 to Brighton, 2-1 to Villa recently.
I they're games that you go into, obviously, as a Leicester player, you want to win them games. They're the ones that you look at before the season thinking you can get 3 points out of them. And when you don't, it does take the wind out of your sails a little bit.
Big challenge on Smith. Referee didn't see anything wrong with it. Plenty of Arsenal fans did. Here's Blackstenia. Back to Palova. Looping delivery. It's not one that's very useful for Holmberg, and Neville will clear it up. In terms of Arsenal, it's a rotated side, 5 changes. How is that as a player in terms of playing with different players that you're not used to playing with, or coming in from the cold when you've not played too many minutes?
Yeah, it can be tough. You've just got to hope that the things you've been doing in training day in, day out show on the pitch. It's a good opportunity for some of these players who maybe haven't got as much opportunity as they've wanted also.
That rather heavy challenge on Smith. Foul for you, Molly?
Yeah, I don't think she's touched the ball. I think Olivia Smith's kind of won it, and Mayling's caught her legs, but referee just doesn't look like she's seen it.
And with Chloe Kelly out and Beth Mead out, Arsenal will be hoping Olivia Smith is okay. And as a result of those players missing, it does mean that Mia Dixon, 16-year-old academy player, gets her first chance to sit in the senior squad today. She came on, it would be a debut.
I mean, what an opportunity for that young girl, 16 years old. I think she scored 6 goals for the under-21 this season at 16 years old, so absolutely amazing to see opportunities, and even just being on the bench at the Emirates must be absolutely unbelievable for a young girl who plays for Arsenal like that.
Yeah, prime seats there, right, in the tunnel. This looks like she'll be okay to come back on. Just a bit of a dead leg, perhaps. Back with Van Domselaar, who keeps her place. Dominating the ball in these early stages. No chances to speak of yet for either side, so here comes Arsenal with Holmberg. A bit of footwork from the Swedish teenager.
She's been brilliant since she's come into the side, hasn't she? Assisted, helped the team win games, just been a real bright spark coming into this Arsenal side.
She's again Holmberg. Finding Fox though in an offside position. And in terms of the sides near the bottom of the table, we've got Leicester bottom, West Ham and Liverpool above them. What is the difference in terms of why West Ham and Liverpool have been able to surge away from Leicester?
Well, we were speaking about it before, weren't we? I think the January transfer window is probably the key to that. I think West Ham and Liverpool probably made better signings than Leicester, and signings that have had more of an impact. But it is just getting into a rut of losing. It's so difficult to get out of, speaking from experience.
Yeah, no wins on the road in the league this season as well for Leicester. They've been better at the King Power, but not so when they're away from home. Mailing on loan from Aston Villa. So it goes the way of Arsenal, much to the annoyance of Leicester players. Renee Slager. So many games to manage near the end of this season. a hectic schedule. Can they nip in and seal the WSL title right under Manchester City's noses? That would be remarkable, wouldn't it?
Yeah, honestly it would be. The start of the season that Arsenal had as well have obviously put them in this position where they are a bit backwards from where they would like to be. Obviously they would like to be probably sitting second or third at this point in the table, but they do have so many games in hand that it was them. A couple of losses, a couple of draws at the start of the season that really hit them hard.
Smith. Good ball in, and clearance from Ali was a vital one because Mornan was there waiting to knob it in if possible.
And Olivia Smith's got 2 on her, hasn't she? She's definitely been doubled up. They've seen the threat of her down that left-hand side.
Little back to Fox. Work from the USA international, in from Holmberg now. Delightful delivery, and Blackstenia unable to power the header.
Well, it was great feet from Emily Fox there, wasn't it, down that right hand side. She gives it to Holmberg, who puts in a beauty of a ball, and Blackstenia just cannot get clear contact on that. Good defending in the end.
To O'Brien, who nods it nicely into the path for Hannah Kane, but well read by Katie McCabe.
So much experience, Katie McCabe, being able to switch out from left back, centre back and not look out of place is very good for her.
Made her 300th Arsenal appearance recently in the FA Cup loss to Brighton. She plays a brilliant forward pass, another one into Tina Blackstenia in the penalty area, and couldn't quite get the effort on target, but that's real chance for Arsenal.
Yeah, first real chance for Arsenal. Is it good play from Arsenal or bad defending from Leicester? 2 straight balls down the middle of the pitch. You'd hope that you'd be able to nick it as a defending team there, but good effort from Arsenal, and Tina Blackstenia is just not able to get that one on target.
Recently signed a new contract at Arsenal. 3 goals in her last 2 games against Leicester, the team she likes to score goals against. The full clearance, Palova presented with the chance to bring it forward for Arsenal. With the Dutch international, led by Ali.
With Blackstenia signing a new contract, it must show how together the Arsenal side are, because she's not a regular start for Arsenal. You know, she doesn't start every single game. It's usually Rousseau up there, so it must show how much everyone feels valued, whether you are a bench player or come on.
And Smith drives it in again. It's cleared by Ale. Yes, this is Tina Blackstenia's 7th start in the BWSL, although in all competitions recently she has been starting in that number 9 with Alessia Russo in behind. Renee Slegers has managed to find a way to get them to work together.
Yeah, maybe that was, part of the talk. Obviously every player wants to play. I know from experience, you don't join a football club to sit on the bench. Every player wants to play, so it is difficult for a manager to keep everyone happy.
Blackstenia's holds it up well, but not find the team up with that pass. Quarter of an hour played. Not too many chances to speak of. Arsenal with that one opportunity for Blackstenia. A couple of half chances for Leicester. They're yet to trouble Van Domselaar in the Arsenal goal. In every competition for Arsenal this campaign so far, Tina Blackstenia. And of course she was the player that scored the goal last May in Lisbon, the Champions League final. Goal that made Arsenal European champion. for that, she'll always be an Arsenal legend.
Absolutely, and you know, I don't see any reason why they can't get to the final and try to do that again this year as well.
The kind of moment in the strike you can imagine you dream of, Molly Ray.
Yeah, literally, Champions League final goal or a World Cup final goal are the ultimate, you know, the pinnacle of being a forward.
Here's Kane. With Thibaut. Not a great ball from Ali. Also have numbers forward here, but Glockton pokes it away. It's a really intelligent curved run that from Shannon O'Brien. Medina for company. Forced to retreat though. Ali. McLaughlin. O'Brien will be beaten for pace by Olivia Smith, who's able just to see that out of play.
Good little bit of possession from Leicester though. I think that's probably calmed the nerves a little bit. Obviously playing at the Emirates, it's a big occasion for any player, but a good minute or so in possession there will be good for the Leicester girls.
Here's Kim Little. Mornham. Goes into the path of Blackstenius. He's got there first. Blackstenius recovers. Finds Hines. It's Belova. Lets her down though. McLaughlin can knock it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, not the first time Belova's let her down a little bit in them tighter areas.
Little. Katie McCabe edging forward to Hines. Now it's with Katie McCabe. Injecting a bit of urgency and the ball across. Behind for the goal kick.
Yeah, that was a centre back in the box there, wasn't it? She just kicked it with her other foot, unfortunately. Taylor Hines did really well to get that ball back. It looked like she'd lost it just here, and she does really well at getting her foot in there and winning it back off Mailing.
Arsenal frustrated so far in terms of attacking endeavours, but Leicester yet to lay a glove on that. And there will be a free kick for Arsenal and Olivia Smith.
Yeah, Arsenal do look a bit tired these first 20 minutes. They've obviously got quite a heavy schedule at the moment, trying to get all these games in and Champions League games, but just need a little bit of injection of pace and quality in that final third.
Hannah Kane looks like she's hurt herself in that challenge. Good fall on the shoulder.
She'll happily put herself about Hannah Kane, you know, she gets involved, she won't shy away from a tackle, so she does look like she went down a little bit sheepishly on that shoulder.
Yeah, it doesn't look good with the physios on. It's not what Hassel will want, to make changes early on. Arsenal players gather round. And it really is remarkable that they still have a chance at the title. Do they still have a chance, or are we just hyping that up to bring the entertainment levels?
I mean, you could say that, but also anything can happen in this league, and I think, you know, in the league I play in the WSL too, what's happened over the past couple of weeks as well, and things can change so fast, so quickly, and there you go, they're still in with a chance, and Man City losing last week give them a lot of hope too, so
yeah, if Arsenal, that's the table as it stands right there, with Arsenal drawing, if they win here and win all their games in hand, they'll be 2 points off Manchester City. So Manchester City would still have to slip up. The citizens do have the title in their hands. Their final 2 games of the season are West Ham and Liverpool. As for Arsenal, after this they've got Lyon in the semi-final, then they've got Brighton away, Villa away, Everton at home and Liverpool away. And interestingly, actually, Brighton and Villa were 2 games that they played last season right at the end, which they both lost. So it's not a given that Arsenal will win all the games they do have in hand.
no, absolutely not, and I think both them teams definitely capable of beating Arsenal, but I think Brighton at the moment, everything that's happening around the club, around the women's team, it's just brilliant for women's football, and them beating Man City is such a boost with the new stadium, so absolutely don't count them out against Arsenal.
So that delay then, McCabe will take this free kick. Neville partially clears. Knocked on by O'Brien. Good challenge from Shannon O'Brien. The reverse fixture, Arsenal won 4-1. Russo, 2 for Blacksenius, an own goal from Keys for the Arsenal goals, and for Leicester, Nim Bouchon got that goal. So midway through this first half, game lacking a bit of tempo and urgency.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a little bit more quality from Arsenal in that midfield 3. I think, especially Paloma needs to get hold of it, maybe have a little run with the ball, get confidence up. She's given a couple away too easily for me, so.
Well cut out by Neville, although she gives it back up to Holmberg. Fox trying to find Morner. Hines with the early delivery. Nodded on. Frida Morner on her 100th WSL appearance for Arsenal gives them the lead. A good header from the Norwegian, and Leicester's defence is broken. Arsenal lead by a goal to nil.
What a brilliant header from Morner there. She really sees where she wants to put it in the back of the net and gets such good contact, but what a ball out from that left hand side. Finds the head and Taylor Hines puts a gorgeous ball in. Morner makes no mistake. Comes from recycling the ball here. Hines looks up and Morner just gets around the defender and guides it into that bottom corner. Brilliant goal.
Her first goal in the league since late September. That will do her a world of confidence, and it's actually Arsenal's first shot on target as well. Leicester looking to react immediately.
For Leicester now, how do you come back from Arsenal being 1-0 up at the Emirates? It's a momentous task, but they've still got to try and go for it. You know, they need to win this game, so they're going to have to maybe be a little bit more exposed at the back and try and get forward as much as they can.
A reminder as well that finishing last this season in the BWSL does not mean automatic relegation. They will play against the 3rd place side in BWSL 2 in a playoff game. The winner will get the spot in the top flight. There is the bottom half of the BWSL table as it stands then. Leicester would be unable to catch up to West Ham or Liverpool if they lose it.
Yeah, and I think for Leicester, you know, they'll obviously be disappointed if they do finish at the bottom of the WSL, but it's not over in the WSL for them. They still have a game.
Horvath comes forward. She'll get a second. First BWSL goal for her, and that was a little too easy. Leicester cut open, and Horvath punished them. Arsenal 2, Leicester 0.
Brilliant run from Holberg down that right-hand side. Again, she picks a spot to the keeper's right-hand side and makes no mistake. Puts it in the bottom corner so well. Comes out from the back here. Great ball through. Holberg gets onto it, takes a really good first touch inside, and with that right boot into the bottom corner, brilliant.
And that's Arsenal's second shot on target, and they've scored from both.
The clinical, that they are such a good side, and when they do get into these positions, that's what Leicester had to watch out for. All you have to do is give Arsenal a chance, and you know they're probably going to score it.
Her first goal in an Arsenal shirt, as well as her first in the Barclays Women's Super League as well. She's a right back by trade, but this evening she is playing the right-sided forward with no Beth Mead or Chloe Kelly available. She is again goal scorer. Working to the byline. Good looking delivery in. She is brilliant at whipping the ball in with pace, and she plays on the international side for Sweden with Stina Blackstenius. They've got a really good partnership, those two.
They do, yeah. I think Blackstenius knows exactly when Holberg's about to cross it, which can be sometimes difficult when you are a striker and you're waiting for your winger to cross it. Are they going to take another touch? Are they going to pull it back? But I think them two are on a really good wavelength, and they both know where each other are going to be and where they're going to put the ball, which helps out this Arsenal side.
Arsenal have real strength and depth in the full-back areas. A lot of reports as well suggesting that they might be signing Barcelona's on the Badier. Another world-class forward to add to their ranks. Speaking of world-class fullbacks, Emily Fox there. Over 70 caps already for the USA. Smith. Then doesn't want to jump in. Pull over. Leicester collapsed into deep block, which does mean when they win the ball back, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's why you need your fast runners going forward, but they are back helping in the midfield area. It's tough to get out, and it's so mentally draining defending like this for long periods of time as well.
I can imagine as a forward, Molly, it's a bit boring as well.
So frustrating. It can also be the most loneliest place in the world when you're playing, especially as a lone striker and your team's defending a lot, because even when you do get on the ball, there's no one to pass it to. You've got to hold it up, and yeah, it's a tough job.
Half an hour played, then Arsenal leading by 2 goals to 0. Van Domsla yet to have to make a save. What is a must-win game for the Foxes. Here's Emily Fox, still going for goal itself, and crashes off the crossbar. That looked destined for the top corner. Arsenal still coming forward.
What a striker from Emily Fox there. I thought they were going to get another chance, but she struck it so hard with the left foot, rattled off the crossbar. But she's done so well to take on Ash Neville down this left-hand side and get the shot off with the left boot there.
Arsenal want to keep the momentum going. Out to Holberg. In by Fox. Met by Blackstenius. And Clark scrambling.
Yeah, I don't don't think Clark knew if that was going wide or not. She had to cover her front post there. Good header from Blackstenius, and the Gunners are really coming at Leicester now.
Here's that Emily Fox shot. Oh, she struck that beautifully, didn't she?
She did. She struck it so well, and even Slager thought it was going to be in the top corner there.
No shot off or on target yet for Leicester then. Arsenal dominating the ball as well. Down goes Olivia Clark, the goalkeeper for Leicester.
Do you think she's actually injured?
Yeah, there has been a lot of discussion about these tactical timeouts that sometimes happen when the goalkeeper goes down. As you saw in the men's FA Cup semi-final, Chelsea's goalkeeper did it against Leeds. A bit of discussion about how they can manage this going forward. But equally, you never know, Olivia Clark has actually just come back from injury, so...
Yeah, it's just something that happens within the game. I think most teams do it now to have a little chat with your manager on the sideline while your keeper gets a little bit of treatment.
There's the two Arsenal goals then, Mornham and then Holmberg. There are discussions though about changing the rules so that if the goalkeeper does go down, the players are not allowed to go over to the manager for tactical instructions. They have to stay away. That could be something that might be coming in.
Yeah, that could help the situation. I think it's only a real issue when it's time wasting involved. I think that's when it becomes frustrating for the players.
Chance for the Arsenal players to get a breather as well. Olivia Clark in goal today with first choice goalkeeper Janina Leipzig out injured still, which is a real blow for Leicester. She is a really good goalkeeper. Lots of experience. Clark okay to continue then. Here's Tierney. Nice work by Blackstenius. Fox allowed to travel. Holmberg. Fox into Blackstenius. Arsenal toying with Leicester. Fox. Back with McCabe. Arsenal will switch the angle of attack. On back by Malin, gets the head up, but no blue-shirted player facing forward.
No, that's the thing, isn't it? When everyone's back defending, there's no one forward to play the long balls, transition. But something Arsenal do really well is they don't let Leicester get out easily, which then just ups and ups the possession for Arsenal. And Leicester just runs side to side, getting even more tired, so when they do become in possession of the ball, it's really exhausting to then try and get a break on and go forward.
Blackstenius. The Arsenal corner. As it stands, Leicester City's place in the relegation playoff will be confirmed unless they can turn this around into a win. That looking very unlikely. Leicester have only scored 3 away goals all season in the BWSL. The first corner of the game then for Arsenal. It comes from Holmberg. Clark with the punch. Headed behind again for another corner. Clark seems to have hurt herself in the process of trying to clear that.
I'm not sure what happened there. I think maybe she's got a little bit of a hit in the face, potentially. Yeah, I think it looks like she's been headed by her own player there. She's gone down with a little knock.
Towards side, haven't won a game from a losing position this campaign. It's looking very likely they will be in that relegation playoff game. Well, they have to make a change here. No Leipzig on the bench, so it would be third choice goalkeeper coming on. Got a bit of a bump on her cheek actually. Could be a shiner. Taken short by Arsenal. Holmberg's delivery cleared at the first time of asking.
Speed from Hannah Kane there, but when she's starting so far back from the corner, how are Arsenal ever going to get out? Also want to suggest they might need to just leave a player up and just sacrifice that Arsenal might have a little bit more possession.
Even if they are consigned to last place spot in the WSL, they want to be in good form for the relegation playoff game. So they won't drop off Leicester. Here's Pullover.
Absolutely, and with that game, you know, the third place of the WSL2 will probably be in good form. They'll have won a lot of games in a row. So difficult for Leicester then to go against a team who has a lot of positivity and...
Here's Olivia Smith. On we go. Back with Smith. Always dangerous on the edge of the box. 3 of her 5 BWSL goals have come from the edge of the area as Leicester win the free kick. And WSL Football launched their brand new app recently, offering fans of both the Barclays WSL and Barclays WSL2 the front row seat. To download the app for free, fans can search WSL Football in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Pass is completed. Almost 2-1 in favour of Arsenal. Dennis stretching to the back line. Smith with the reverse pass to McCabe. Mainland's done well.
Into McCabe as a centre back, getting high, you know, living a left back phase still. Hines is just covering her in there and shifting out.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how those two are rotating into that centre back position.
Like we said, because there's no one playing high for Leicester, they don't need to defend against anyone, so everyone can just get high during possession for Arsenal.
Ball by McCabe. Ball across. Two times the bottom corner. Arsenal have a third. And it's Dina Blackstenius matching her BWSL goal tally of last season. Poor old Olivia Smith unable to claw that one out. Arsenal have a third.
Brilliant header from Blackstenius there, really guided it into that post, but great play here. Paloma passed it back to Kim Little, who came into Mornham, and it's such a good ball. And Black Stadium guides it into that far corner. That's a great ball from McCabe there to Mornham.
And the ball from Mornham as well. She was allowed the time and space in the box to do that.
Yeah, and I think when Leicester are playing with 11 in their own half, they need to get tighter to players. They can't let them turn and put a ball into the box like that.
Three goals for Arsenal then, and it's looking like 3 points secure. Also, only 3 shots on target, they scored from all 3 of them.
Such clinical play from Arsenal. That's why you shouldn't allow them to get shots away, because if they get a good opportunity, you know, such good players, they're probably going to end up putting it in the back of the net.
Rare foray forward from Leicester, Mayling. Morning was on a good one. Van Egmond. Leicester's first shot on goal. It never looked like troubling Van Zomtala.
No, it didn't. Van Egmond got underneath it a little bit there, didn't she? And just ends up putting it over the bar. But at least Leicester got forward, had a little bit possession. Hopefully they can build on that going into this end of this first half into the second.
Little forward to Kadina. Holberg. Thibaut forced all the way back to Keys. Arsenal on the hunt for more goals. Follow the press, but able to help it back to McCabe. Fox dispossessed. O'Brien into Ashley Neville, looking for the cutback, and out by Kim Little. Molly, next to me, you shook your head there.
Yeah, I think, you know, a player of Ashley Neville's calibre, she should just shoot that. I think you're in a position where you're not up against the defender there. She's got a good left foot. Just strike it, have a go. If it ricochets, maybe it falls to one of your players coming in at the back post.
That doesn't look good for Sam Tierney.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a really awkward collision with Emily Fox.
Yeah, she's fallen really awkwardly there.
Minimum of 7 minutes has been added on the end of the first half. Back to that Ashley Neville opportunity. Is that indicative of the lack of confidence that Leicester has in front of goal?
Absolutely, yeah. She wants to give it to a teammate who she thinks is probably going to have more chance of scoring. That's probably what's going through her head. But time at Spurs, Ashley Neville was a glorified goal scorer, so I think she just needs to have more confidence in herself. She's obviously playing a little bit further back now for this Leicester side, but yeah, I think as a Leicester teammate there encouraged to take a shot.
She's having a bit of a difficult time up against Holmberg as well. Playing as a wing back rather than a traditional full back. They do look a bit exposed in those wide areas.
Yeah, it leaves gaps at the back for Arsenal to exploit, which they have done. You know, you saw for the goal, for the Black Tennies goal, Morgan got in that little space between, you know, where your full-back and your centre-back would be. She got into that space, she was able to turn and get the cross in, which Leicester not able to deal with.
Some of England's finest on the bench there behind Renee Slagers, Ruben Moy, Essia Russo and Leah Williamson, who started the game against Lille on the weekend. Great to see her back after all the rotten injury luck she's had this campaign. Mornham's goal prized this game open. The Gunners haven't looked back since.
And it just was the floodgates, wasn't it, with that first goal? We got through 20-25 minutes stalemate, and then as soon as one comes, Arsenal have the confidence at the Emirates to go and score two more.
Underway then. Smith wins it back. Can't quite pick out Mornham. That's nice though from Smith. Ali clears. Just coming back into Leicester's box, that's the problem. Taylor Hines. Smith. All the Arsenal, all the Leicester players behind the ball. Breaks for Olivia Smith. Pass Mailing. Ball across is a good one, and Black Tennies couldn't keep the header down.
It's a little bit behind her, wasn't it, the ball from Smith to Black Tennies. Smith lost the ball a couple of times in that left-hand side, but she always just seems to end up with it in really good positions. Puts a little chip, it's just behind Black Tennies, so she can't really get the power or the precision like she did for the goal previous.
To give it straight back to Arsenal. Advantage played, even though the ref spotted a handball from Black Tennies. And Arsenal regain possession again. We're hearing as well that Leicester's substitute goalkeeper starting to warm up. The gloves on. If Olivia Clark can't continue, she has got that big bruise on her cheek.
Yeah, I don't know if it's affecting her vision maybe a little bit.
Here's Palova. Gina Blackstenius makes it 4. Arsenal ruthless in attack. Leicester rudderless at the back. And it's an enjoyable evening for those Gunners fans.
Just one single ball through there, bad defending from Leicester, and it just falls to pull over. It gives it to Blackstenius, and she can't really miss from there, can she? She puts it above the defender into the top of the net, and that's 2 for her on the evening.
Just a direct ball over the top. And a pass from Palova.
Yeah, so clever, I think. She's seen her coming out, or Blackstenius has shouted, but she definitely knows she's there. Yeah, it's 100% a pass. Brilliant play. Blackstenius makes no mistake and puts it in the back of the net.
That was the case last time these sides met. Then Blackstenius has scored 2.
You're not surprised Sleggers has found a place for her in the lineup, have you, when your striker's scoring 2 goals? even with Alessia Russo on the bench.
Into that final minute then of the 7 added on. Melee. Blue shots forward for this attack. O'Brien. Well shielded out by Lana Codina.
Leicester just are not able to keep any possession in Arsenal's final third. They get it there and they try and go forward and try and form an attack, and it just does end up running out of play most of the time.
Kept in by Holmberg. Hesitant in her decision. In possession and very much in control of this game as we edge closer to half-time. Here's Blackstenius trying to find Holmberg. Clark can only fire it out of play.
Yeah, she looks a bit shaky, doesn't she, I think. I don't know if that bump on her face is bothering her vision a little bit.
Leicester looking and waiting for the half-time whistle to blow, it looks like. Forward by Thibault. Thanks kindly for Van Egmond. O'Brien in the channel. Mailing. O'Brien, only one player waiting. In fact, it's Kane, back to Mailing. And out by McCabe. Easy for Olivia Smith to recover. And there is the half-time whistle then. Leicester looking down and out. Renee Slager's side have put 4 first-half goals past the Foxes. Frida Mornham with the first one, a brace for Stina Blackstenius. And Miller Holmberg scoring her first Arsenal goal as well. Half-time, Arsenal 4, Leicester 0. go after this. They'll be unable to surpass those above them. And there's been some changes. Both sides, in fact. Doesn't get any easier for Leicester. They've had to sub their goalkeeper Olivia Clark off. And on comes Keane, who's making her Leicester and WSL debut. 19-year-old goalkeeper who joined in the summer from Shamrock Rovers, so there's some baptism of fire for her coming in. And the Leicester Russo also into the fray for Stina Blackstenia and Caldente on for Kim Little. So it doesn't get any easier for Leicester, does it, Molly?
No, absolutely not. To make them 2 subs for Arsenal, to bring on the likes of Caldente and Russo, they're going to be up against it again here, this Leicester side.
So we're back underway then. Arsenal chipping away at that Manchester City goal difference, which it could come down to. Of course, City would have to drop more points in their final 2 games. They face Liverpool and West Ham. Keane straight into the action. Pull over, and Arsenal will probably look to test that Leicester goalkeeper early on. Neville winning the challenge. Here's Black. Dennis has gone off. Confirmation of those Arsenal changes. What a moment for her coming into this game, making her debut for Leicester.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant moment for her as, you know, a youngster coming in, 18, 16 for Leicester. Chance to come to show now, keep the side in this game.
Taylor Hine. Smith, inviting delivery, cleared by Keys. So goal difference could come into play. If Arsenal win all their games, City win 1 and draw 1, they'll be level on points, these sides, come the end of the season. It would then go down to goal difference. Arsenal might have that in mind. Manchester City, of course, have lost the WSL title on goal difference before, and they will be desperate not to go to that and ensure they win their final 2 games. Holmberg past Neville with ease, and by Ali. Smith, delightful delivery, finished at the back post by Smith Holmberg. The game, and Leicester just cannot contain the Gunners. Leicester 3 minutes into the second period and Arsenal have their 5th. Keane's conceded already, Arsenal 5, Leicester 0.
And Arsenal come out firing, haven't they? Starts from Holmberg there with not the best cross in the box, but Arsenal are able to keep it in and around the area. Paloma puts it out to Olivia Smith, who puts the beauty of a ball to the back post. So easy for Holmberg to get in across Neville. It's really, really easy for Holmberg there. A bit too easy for me, but Arsenal firing again at this second half, and they're not letting up at all.
Wonderful assist from Olivia Smith.
She'll want to get in on the goals now that she's been involved assisting one. She'll want to get on the score sheet as well.
When you're a forward, I can imagine you love games like this. Empty of opportunities.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. You know, scoring goals is something you want to do as a forward player. So if you're able to do that and help your team contribute to the team's win, it's always such a nice feeling.
And look at that, 5 shots on target for Arsenal, 5 goals. They're continuing the trend from the first half.
So clinical.
is Van Egmond. McLaughlin. This is out to Smith. Fox charging forward. Holberg, who got her first Arsenal goal in the first half, now already has a second. Again out to Holberg. Liverpool really struggling out there against the Swedish teenager.
Yeah, she is Ash Neville having a bit of a hard time. I think against Holmberg it's always going to be difficult. She's got such good crossing ability and really good feet, but I think Ash Neville needs to give a little bit more to try and stop her.
It's a worrying sight for Arsenal. Olivia Smith down on the ground. As I've already mentioned, Beth Mead is out of the squad with personal reasons. Chloe Kelly's got a knock. So they're both not in the squad, and it's unknown whether they'll be back for the second leg against Lyon. The earlier assist from Smith. It slid awkwardly after she played it in.
Yeah, I think that's where her injury actually comes, where she's trying to plan after crossing that ball. It's just a bit awkward on your hamstring, maybe that one.
Take any chances here, Arsenal?
Caitlin Ford on the bench, so maybe could just do a swap there if she does need to come off.
I'm sure at half-time Renee Slager said to those players, in fact there is Caitlin Ford ready to come on, as is Leah Williamson, I'm sure. Slager said that if you have any type of knock, and Emily Fox comes off for Leah Williamson. So let's have a look at how Arsenal's back four is reshuffled now that Williamson is off. She's been limited to just 194 WSL minutes this season because of all the injuries she's had.
She's such a big player for Arsenal as well, Williamson. She brings so much when she's playing, but she brings so much team off the pitch as well. She's the real heart of Arsenal, alongside Kim Little as well, but she's just a force to be reckoned with when she's on the pitch.
Her long range passing is a real attribute. Holmberg, Russo, Palova. Forward by Ali. Looks like Odina's gone to right back with Williamson and McCabe as the two centre halves, and then at left back Taylor Hines as Neville steps out to win it back to Leicester. Plays forward here, wants to go back and give it straight back to Alexia Russo. Off the punishment there, Russo through to Morgan. Find the return pass. Tries to shoot for Caldente, instead she goes across, cleared by Mailing. Here is Leah Williamson. The Arsenal crowd enjoying what they're seeing here. Caldente. Palova. Away by Ali. And that is all Leicester can muster, getting the ball away rather than holding on to it.
Yeah, but that whole attack from Arsenal came from Ashley Neville being, 3v3 against Arsenal's back three and passing it all the way back to the centre-back, and it's being intercepted by Russo, so Leicester need to take the chance going forward.
More Leicester changes are imminent, but not attack at the moment. Williamson, wonderful ball, Palova. Mariona Caldente makes it 6. All too easy. Arsenal stroking the ball around in the Leicester box. And Mariona Caldente just gone at half-time. Gets another goal for the Gunners.
It was too easy, you're right. They play it round so easily, no Arsenal, and Caldente just gets it onto that wonderful left foot and makes no mistake, does she, in putting it in the back of the net. But Williamson, great ball through there to pull over, and they play it round. Caldente sees the goal, but can't do anything. It's nothing to do with Keane. It's just an absolutely brilliant finish by Caldente.
Leicester could be danger here of losing the half by double figures. We've still got 35 minutes to play.
And it doesn't seem like Arsenal letting up, does it? It seems like they want more and more and more. Just try and up that goal difference just in case.
Changes then for Leicester, Ali and Kearney coming off. Number 9, Mouchon, forward. Coming into the fray. Now looks like Swaby as well. So Brian is fouled and Leicester will have a free kick in a decent position.
Yeah, well, they need to get a little bit higher. Leicester, don't they, to try and do anything in this game, try and get one back, get a little bit of momentum. Obviously, it's an absolute mountain to climb and a very hard task, but they need to put on a good show and try and get themselves going for the last 30-35 minutes of this game.
What does that feel like out there as a player if you're down like this?
Yeah, it's a tough one. We lost quite heavily to Chelsea, and it's quite relentless, and against teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, it is tough to keep going, but that's the least you can give as a player, effort. And even if you're not playing well in a game, you can control how much effort you put in, and I think as a player you've just got to hold yourself to high standards in regards to that.
Van Egmond looks like she's lining this up for a strike. Comfortable though for Daphne Van Domselaar. Fedina up to Russo. Holmberg. It's Palova. Back to Holmberg. Ball across is a good one, and Evo clears for a corner, and in that earlier passage of play, Leah Williamson got a yellow card as well. That was sent to the referee. Her that made the challenge for the free kick.
Yeah, it can't be for the challenge. I think she probably just complained. I think Caldente did get the ball, so I think she probably just complaining to the referee about that.
The reason we're hearing is it was delaying the restart as floated in by McCabe. Fedina handling the ball as she tries to get the strike off. Arsenal have to have a game in between their two Champions League semi-finals. Well, this is looking like a pretty perfect game for them, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it sets them up perfectly for that game against Lyon. Obviously, they go into that game with a one-goal advantage, so they'll be hoping to get it over the line. But yeah, perfect game for them to go into it.
Not really got out of second gear.
No, they haven't done anything weird, wonderful, spectacular. They've just been very tidy, and it's honestly just playing it to the people who are in the best opportunity to score the goals sometimes, and that's what Arsenal do really well.
That's how the top of the table looks as things stand. Arsenal have 2 games in hand on those around them. Neville trying to latch onto this through pass. McLaughlin, smart drop of the shoulder. Mouchon. Forward clears up to Alessia Russo. And listen to the crowd when Russo's on the ball. She is a very popular figure here at the Emirates. Looking at the free kick there.
So she does things like that. She's magical sometimes when she's on the ball. She is a striker that can hold up the ball so well and get a team. She can steal 30, 40, 50 yards for a team. And I think that's so essential to Arsenal, and it's so important for England as well when she's playing.
Swaby getting the yellow card there for the pullback on Russo. Sends it out to Godina. The Spaniards combining. Holmberg. Break first Taylor Hines, who's urged to shoot. And she can't keep her effort down, still looking for her first Arsenal goal.
And why wouldn't she have an opportunity from there? You know, you're 6-0 up, the ball falls to you on the edge of the box. The crowd's screaming, shoot. She gets it down quite well, just leans back as she goes to strike it and puts it over the bar.
But Leicester maybe switched into a back 4 for those changes. The first time that Arsenal scored 6 goals in a Barclays Women's Super League match since November 2023. That was also against Leicester, and they won 6-2.
Scoring goals against Leicester.
Forward, ball across, met by Russo. Off Keys, Arsenal corner. Young Mia Dixon warming up on the sidelines for Arsenal. Might she make an Arsenal debut late on in this game? In by Holmberg, good looking delivery and finish the match from Leah Williamson. Her first goal in the Barclays WSL this campaign. A textbook header from a corner, and Arsenal have a 7.
I mean, how easy was that for Arsenal to get on the end of it, but take nothing away from Leah Williamson. An absolute brilliant header, a bullet header in fact. She runs right from deep inside the box. Holmberg gets on it, puts it in, and Leah Williamson darts it onto the front post, and keeper do nothing to stop that. Leah Williamson basically unmatched, puts it in the back of the net. What a goal for the Arsenal captain. She must feel amazing on a return.
She is Arsenal through and through, Leah Williamson. I can imagine every goal for her at the Emirates must be extra special.
Yeah, she probably dreamed of doing that as a child, and she gets to live her dreams now, so fair play to Leah Williamson there.
Leicester looking lacklustre, and they're looking a bit resigned to their fate.
Yeah, it does look a bit lethargic from Leicester now, doesn't it? They do look like they've given up a bit. It's tough. Losing 7-0, that's a high score line. It is tough to keep going for this last 25 minutes.
Holmberg driving at Neville. Arsenal happy to keep coming forward. Ariana Caldente floats it towards the back post. Comfortable catch from Keane. He's not been at fault for any of the goals since coming on at half-time, the young goalkeeper.
No, absolutely not. She's not done anything wrong in the 20 minutes she's been on the pitch. There've just been 3 very, very good goals from the Arsenal players.
A clever ball. Well read though by Katie McCabe, with Mouchon breathing down the neck and then yanking on the back of her shirt.
Must be very frustrating for the players. I know I've been in that position, but it is so frustrating not being able to get the ball, and when you do, just giving it away straight away.
Morgan finds Holmberg. Prodded out by Neville. Arsenal have only lost 1 game this season in the BWSL. The issue for them has been draws. That's why Man City hold the advantage in the title race. Today, they've been attacking best. Mouchon just away from a marker. Out to Hannah Kane, but got a job on her hand against Taylor Hines. All the Arsenal players back. McLaughlin. Mouchon. Good looking ball across, and Gonzalez fills it, but Williamson is there. It's an awkward bump for Russo and McLaughlin.
Yeah, I think that might be a dead leg there for Alessia Russo. She got a knee in there, but good bit of play from Leicester up there. They got a good cross in the box, and I think if they had runners in, Van Doncelar kind of left it, hasn't she? But they've just got no runners in the box to attack the ball.
Good running from Mouchon. Ball put into the right area. Good work from Holmberg to ensure Arsenal keep possession. Morgan. Ford running and mailing. All over under pressure, finds Holmberg. Goes for goal, she is on a hat-trick, can't really blame her.
Yeah, she wants that hat-trick, doesn't she? Gets it on her left foot, fires it, but straight into the hands of Keane.
Katie McCabe, whose contract's up at the end of this year with Arsenal. A lot of reports about where she'll be next season. Some suggesting perhaps Manchester City. Should be a rather odd sign. She's been at Arsenal so long. Holmberg. Puts the ball across. Mailing meets it and clears. Here is McCabe. Caldente. downfield. And here come some more changes for Leicester. Alicia Lehmann and Janssen coming on, two players that both joined in the January transfer market. Van Engman making way, and so does Shannon O'Brien. Lehmann, a player with plenty of WSL experience from her time at Aston Villa, West Ham and Everton, and a full Switzerland international as well.
Yeah, she's been in and around the league several times for a long time, so comes with a lot of experience, Alicia Lehmann.
Keane getting some treatment. Leicester don't have another goalkeeper on the bench. So that would be a very awkward situation for the Foxes. Perhaps it's a chance to regroup tactically. Arsenal very in control. To look at some of the goals we've been treated to this evening.
Yeah, and at first it was they'd had 5 shots and scored 5 goals, but as the stats say, they've now had 16 shots and scored 7. I think it's clinical from Arsenal at the Emirates. This cross from Olivia Smith was a beauty, and it's too easy for Holmberg to get on it, and Caldente with the wand of a left foot. But yeah, Arsenal just as a whole have been ruthless, clinical this evening.
Leicester with 2 shots, only 1 on target.
I think that 1 on target came from the free kick as well, so straight into the keeper's hands.
Yes, and not from open play as such. Russo, player that loves a goal against Leicester. She's got 10 goal involvements against the Fox in just 6 WSL starts. Came on at half time, yet to find a goal, but plenty of time left. Neville can't quite find the path to Lehmann.
Neville's really struggled this evening against Holmberg. Just kind of looks like she's doesn't know where Holmberg's going and what she's about to do, and just not really getting up tight to her and allowing too much space and time, I think.
Bouchon. Katie McCabe slides it out to Ford. That's an inviting delivery. Picked up by Hodina. Mornham with the effort from range and a routine stop that for Keane and goal.
Yeah, easy stop there from Keane. I don't think Mornham quite got hold of it like she anticipated when she went to strike that ball.
Now surpassed 100 goals in the WSL under Renee Flegers. It's just her 36th game in charge as well. Took over start of last season on an interim basis initially, but then given a full-time job. That's a bit of an issue Arsenal sometimes had under Jonas Eidevall, struggling to score as many goals as they needed. Well, not been a problem this evening. That's a beautiful pass. Ford can't quite finish it off. Can Mornham? No, she can't. And Russo's effort blocked by Quaby. Maybe the first time this season. It's pretty good defending from Leicester.
Yeah, it was good defending. I think they put the bodies on the line in there, and they were able to block the 2-3 shots that came in from Arsenal after the initial save.
Brilliant passing from Arsenal. Russo's shot takes the spin towards the goalkeeper. Leading goal scorer, Russo in competition. Also joint top goal scorer in the Champions League, also known as Eva Payor. Pretty good company to keep. Into the final 15 minutes then. Here's a stat that won't please Leicester fans. No side scored more goals in the final 15 minutes than Arsenal. Neville cuts it out. McLaughlin's got nowhere to go. Forward by Williamson. And Arsenal get a throw in. Arsenal chipping away then. That's the goal difference. They began the night 13 behind Manchester City on goal difference. Now they're just 6 behind. And they've got 2 games in hand. Goal difference would only come into it though if Manchester City dropped points. If they win their final 2 games of the season, they will win the title, regardless of what Arsenal does. In terms of both the Barclays WSL and Barclays WSL, 2 front row seats. Calzente. Leicester fire it out of play.
They're really struggling to get it out of their own half here.
Looks like Harwood's about to come on. Teenage defender, recently made her WSL debut against West Ham. Only came on for the final seconds in that game, but she's going to get a good 13 minutes or so here.
Unbelievable experience at the Emirates.
Bouchon, Kane, McLaughlin running down the channel. All the way again. Russo just doesn't let up. Her work rate is so admirable.
Yeah, she brings so much more than just being a striker. Her hard work and the way that she presses helps the team so much.
Here's Lehmann. Spotted the run of Kane, couldn't pick out her teammate. Well held up by Bouchon. Just too many red shirts around her. To Mailing. One back by Ford. Here's Russo now, and Arsenal will look to spring the counter. Caitlin Ford surging forward. Picks out Warner, who can't quite put it far enough in the corner to evade Keane.
Yeah, Keane does well there. She gets down to her left-hand side really well and really quickly after the first-time shot from Rita Morgan.
The Arsenal crowd want more goal.
The way that Arsenal play, they just toy with their opponent and they just go back and throughout the lines, in to out, and it's really hard for Leicester. They are now, but it's really hard for Leicester to form an attack and break.
Bouchon can't quite pick out the forward pass, and a rare touch for Van Domselaar. clock ticks into the final 10 minutes. Arsenal's perfect record against Leicester set to continue. 10 times they've met now in the BWSL. Arsenal 1 all 10.
He's done what she needed to do there, hasn't she? She's carried it away to the opposite side, out of danger. Good save from the young goalkeeper.
Big young player comes Harwood to replace Katie McCabe. An Arsenal Academy player getting her opportunity here at the Emirates. Ford, back to Alexia Russo. Pinballs around and goes back to the Leicester goalkeeper. Russo wants her goal, yet to get one tonight.
Russo strikes it there, doesn't she? Strikes it against the Leicester player. It's good defending from the Leicester defenders there, but Russo teed herself up well to get the shot away.
McLaughlin feeling the after effects of that. 18,000 here in the Emirates for this midweek BWSL game.
What a turnout.
Also, considering Arsenal men are also playing in the Champions League, so if you're a fan of both the men's and the women's side, you've got to pick one game, you can't watch both. Oh, they're like a foul throw. Pull over. Taylor Hines. Men are 1-0 up against Atletico Madrid if you're an Arsenal men's fan watching this as well. Mouchon goes for goal, and what a whisker wide. That looked for a moment like it was sailing in top corner.
Having a strong forward like that to hold the ball needed all game.
Pullover can't pick out a teammate at the back post. There it goes off Holmberg behind for a Leicester goal kick. Sophie Harwood as well in the box there. Victoria Pleba's fourth start in the WSL. They've got too many options in the midfield areas. Arsenal, Calzente and Liz will often play across all competitions. Karakuni Cross, of course, is still away on passionate leave, I believe until the end of the season. Here's Ford. Skips past one, gets past the second. Into the box. The cut back and not kept it.
Brilliant play though by Caitlin Ford up down his left hand side. She takes one on, makes the next one, and then she's not able to keep it in. She does really well, good fee, and it does just roll out of play slightly.
And Arsenal haven't scored in a while by their standards in this game. Last goal coming on 63rd minute from Leah Williamson. Zones of control though, quite telling from that bottom hand corner graphic. Final 5 minutes then. The record BWSL scoreline was from Arsenal. They won 11-1 against Bristol. Can they match that tonight? Here's through to Morgan. Goes from goal from range. Strong hand from Keane. Puts it behind for an Arsenal corner.
Another really good save from Keane there. She does exactly what she's needed there. She gets a good hand to it, but it is a good strike from Morgan. She couldn't have really done much more. She puts it in the corner, but great stop from Keane.
Leicester debut, tough scoreline for a goalkeeper. She didn't concede half of them though. That was the first half when she wasn't in goal. It's a performance she can be rather proud of actually.
Yeah, absolutely. None of the goals that she's considered been her fault, and she saved the one she needed to, so she played well since she's come on.
Holmberg. And there again is an Arsenal chance. Alessia Russo this time at the back post, and this time straight at Keane.
Yeah, another good corner from Holmberg, exactly where it needed to go, and Alessia Russo just gets past the player but straight into Keane's arms there.
Palova. Up to Harwood. Big touch to set her on her way, but behind it goes.
A little bit too heavy from Howard there. She's obviously come on once to make an impact. Just a bit too much on that touch from her to put that ball in the box.
Tough evening viewing for those Leicester City fans that travel from the Midlands. Tough watch for him on the sidelines as well. The Arsenal fans here though, having a whale of a time. Morgan trying to pick out Russo, still alive with Palova. Russo can quite guide it back to Caldente. Here's Williamson. In by Ford. Cleared by Neville. Doesn't quite break for Holmberg. Here's Caldente. Teenager Harwood. Bella Holmberg goes for goal, and it came at in the end.
She really wants that hat-trick, doesn't she, Holmberg? It's a couple of shots from outside the area there that haven't been the most convincing.
As things stand, this is set to be Arsenal's best win of the season in the WSL. Biggest goal margin. They've scored 5 goals on 3 occasions against Tottenham in the 5-2 here, 5-0 against West Ham, 5-1 against West Ham as well earlier in the season, but 7-0. It's very much set to be their biggest victory by the biggest margin. And then they might not yet be done. Here's Caitlin Ford. Taylor Hines now. Palova, Caldente. Palova out to Harwood. Looking ball into the penalty area, and it's nodded behind for an Arsenal corner as the fourth official puts up the board to show 6 additional minutes at the end of the 90.
Brilliant play there for Arsenal. The way, if you just watch the way that they move off the ball, there's always 2, 3, 4 options of players to pass it to, and I think that's why it becomes so difficult for the Leicester players to get hold of the ball, because the Arsenal players always have more than one person to pass it to, which makes it so difficult. They just move off the ball so well, so unselfishly for each other.
Holmberg's deliveries from these set pieces have been excellent. One of them produced a goal, that header from Leah Williamson. This one's deep, out by Neville. A heavy challenge from Neville on Russo. Gets straight back up to her feet because Arsenal are still attacking. Puts it up looking for Ford. She wins it. Thibaut clears it. Here's Bouchon. Well poked out by Miller Holmberg. First goal this evening in an Arsenal shirt. Very good day in the office for the Swedish teenager.
Yeah, she'll be really happy with the way that she's played tonight. She's been unplayable, you know, Ashley Neville's not being able to keep up with her. Scored 2 goals, so she'll be very, very happy.
Here's Williamson, Caldente, both on the score sheet tonight. Forward for Alessia Russo. Well blocked by Keys, another Arsenal corner. Russo still searching for her goal. Delivery to come from Holmberg. And off one after that already illustrious tally. Outswinger, met by Williamson. Won by Alicia Lehman. Here comes the Swiss forward. Expertly cut out by Taylor Hines. You can hear Rick Passmore encouraging Alicia Lehman. It was a really good idea, couldn't quite get it past Taylor Hines. Goes to Russo. Through to Morna. Still Arsenal come. Caldente. Victoria Palova. Intercepted by Keys. Another Arsenal corner.
You almost want Palova to just strike that with the left foot when it comes. So it's really intricate play, good from Caldente, and then just strike it on your left foot instead of trying to take the player wrong. But I can see why she attempted to do it to get a more clear chance of goal.
Another Arsenal corner then. Time it's near post again, it's met by Williamson, the flick on though wasn't goalward. Caldente out to Williamson. Palova. Behind her. This time a goal kick. Time running out in this game, and time running out for Leicester. They will have that playoff game against the third place side in WSL 2 to try and get out of jail free and maintain their spot in the top flight, but they have to win that.
Yeah, and after this, the confidence is going to be so low. Like we said before, the third team will come off a run of wins and isn't positive.
And next up for Leicester, they've got Chelsea and then Everton. Their final 2 games of the season for Arsenal and the WSL is Brighton away, Villa away, Everton at home, finishing with Liverpool away on the final day of the season. Aiming as well to keep that in and hang it up at the back post, but there's no one there. That's been the story this evening for Leicester when they attack. They've got no bodies forward in the penalty area. Take advantage when they do have opportunities. Out to Harwood. Sophie Harwood on the attack. I'm Morgan with the rather awkward pass. And that's it then. Renee Slager's side put 7 goals past Leicester without reply to seal the Foxes' fate. They will finish bottom of the BWSL this season and enter that relegation playoff game. As for the Gunners, well, 7 brilliant goals, including 2 from Smilla Holmberg, her first goals in an Arsenal shirt. And the title race could still yet be on for the Gunners. Full-time score here at the Emirates then. Arsenal 7, Leicester City 0. All smiles from the Arsenal players then. They chip away at the goal difference for Manchester City, and she looks just to have a goal back. Leah Williamson, Molly.
Yeah, I mean, chuck for her, to be fair. She came on and her goal was a brilliant one. It was a bullet header from post. She deserves to come back with a bang like that, so she came on and was able to contribute to a team's win, which is ultimately what you want to do as a player.
Really enjoying those moments there with Chloe Kelly, Michelle Asherman as well, injured of course, on the sideline. Resounding victory for Renee Slagers. If Manchester City slip up and Arsenal maintain this form, they could just do what looked impossible only weeks ago.
Yeah, and I think after Man City's defeat to Brighton, they might do.
Thank you.